And that's what sucks about being an '09 Sierra. We have lived in that limbo state since we got done with basic training.
Right. It's
So
just great.
we got done, come straight back here. We're in the pre-OCS program, and then jumped into the OCS program, and then boom, like
That's
just
crazy.
nothing but a training environment for the
Hmm.
past like 2 years now. So
Wild.
now we're
No real
finally done.
army.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
real army. We've been in a training environment the whole time. That's what's so funny.
Real army's so different.
Yeah. So like as we were getting ready to ship out to phase 1 for OCS,
Mhm.
like Captain Stosher
Oh, I
was
love
like,
Captain
yeah, he's funny. Like they were the cadre was having some conversation. They were like, who do you think's gonna do well? Who do you think's gonna do? And
Hmm.
like they were like, what about the twins? You know, like
What about the
yeah, like we're older, like in our
Mhm.
30s. You know, it's like, hey, like what are they gonna? And he just looked over and goes, oh, they'll be fine. And they're like, what do you mean they're gonna be fine? And he was like, well, they don't know any better. They've never been
They
treated
don't
any
know
like they've been
any
treated
better.
like crap their entire career.
They're
Like they're
used to
gonna go
trade
there
dog.
and they're gonna go in there. Like, oh, it's like we're
Hmm.
back at basic training. And, hey, for me and him, it's like, yeah, this just like going back
Hmm.
to basic training, except you have more responsibility.
Yeah, it is more responsibility, which I think maybe that's good, like in a sense, because
Hmm.
it is weird. I will say it was really weird to go from, um, like your normal unit. I got to be a squad leader for like a short period of time there because they knew I was like leaving to go to OCS. I think they were trying to give me that experience, and so it's just weird to go from like actual they trust you, like they're giving you these tasks to do, and you're just a normal soldier in the guard doing your job to right back to you're nothing.
Yeah.
Everyone hates you. Like,
It's like, are you sure you've been in the army before?
I know. I'm like, yeah, for a few years actually.
Yeah. So, and that's the way it was. Like, I mean, I've watched a lot of OCS videos where, like, they'll be
Yeah.
like, dude, there are people that quit day
Well,
one
I think
because of the smoking.
E7
Yeah.
accelerated OCS like so much prior experience, which is great. Like that helped us so much, but they struggled in the sense of like one going from enlisted to officer, it's a
Yeah.
lot different. And just like going back to not being in charge, you know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah.
back to just a trade-off environment. They hated it. You could tell.
Yeah.
It's an adjustment, but they did really well. Like,
Yeah. And that's what's amazing is, like, I remember just listening at phase 1, all the NCOs were just like, this is crazy.
this
I've
is
never been
stupid.
treated this badly before.
Yeah,
This is nuts. And me and Trevor's like, really?
Yeah.
Like, this is
all the
cool.
time.
Yeah. Night one coming back in the barracks, like, I have never been treated this poorly in the army in my entire life.
So,
And I was like,
That's
are
great.
you serious? And I was like, yes.
so we're jumping a little bit ahead of ourselves. So you finish AIT,
Yeah.
you get graduated, so you come back. How was life at your unit? How long were you at your unit?
I was at the 120th MCAS, which is over in like Broken Arrow, I think is the address it has. And it was great. I love my unit, honestly. I think your first unit will really like shape your perspective of the army, and I got really lucky with mine. I loved it so much. Like everyone there is medical since it's a medical unit. And like there's a bunch of paramedics there. We have like providers and stuff there too, and it's just so cool. I met some of my like closest friends there. I actually got like my civilian job because I work as an EMT. I started working with one of them too at his um like EMS service that he worked at. So it was lots of fun. Like it was really hard to leave actually. I
Yeah.
loved all of them so much, and it's like every single drill we're doing training like for medical. So it's like I just get to go and have fun with my friends and do stuff that I like to do every weekend. So drill was like something I look forward to, which apparently is not everyone's experience in their unit,
Yeah,
but it is
apparently.
mine.
Yeah, and that's it's kind of amazing. Like the sentiment I hear from actually most of the guys in our class are
Hmm.
pretty much identical to yours. Ivy loved his. I mean,
Yeah,
his helicopter unit is just right up the road here.
really.
So, I mean, Babbitt really liked being his 42 Alpha. Like, I
I've
mean,
heard that he liked that too.
so whenever they like get thrown into these programs, I'm always shocked. I'm just like, why? Like, what, like,
What
you know,
drove you to join?
exactly. So I guess that's my follow up question to you is why did you
It
decide to take the
was.
officer leap?
It was so hard to leave, and I talked to so many people in my unit about it first, and they were all like, "No, you shouldn't go. Like, you should stay." And then they're like, "No, you should go. You should go. Like, we need officers, and you would be a good one." And it was just, I think I had such good examples of leadership at my unit. They just showed me exactly like what I would want to be. Because they just did nothing but inspire me when I was there, and I want to be a provider. And so, like, talking to some of the providers and seeing their patient care, it was just like even more motivating for me to be that eventually and be that provider one day. And so, an officer is like going to OCS was the best route because I didn't know about the gold program until I
Until
was
it's
at
too late.
RSU. Yeah, I was at RSU, and then I talked to Sergeant Gonzalez there about it, and I was like, that seems like a really good route to take, and I would be an officer like this time next year. And so I just kind of full sent it after I talked to a few people at my unit, and Sergeant Gonzalez. I was like, you know what? I'm either going to do it or I'm not. So I went to AT with my unit. So not last summer, because last summer was OCS, but the summer before that was my last AT with my unit, and then I joined Gold. So I was really part of Gold very short period of time before I went to OCS. But yeah, I think the main pulling factor was just wanting to be one of the leaders that I had at my unit.
Very cool. So yeah, leadership inspires people to do better things or move on to become leaders themselves. So
Yeah.
I will say that it's really motivating meeting the vast majority of people I've met in the Guard. Like, they're all super hyper motivated people for what it seems. I'm sure there are probably some dirt bags too. I just have yet to meet them.
Right.
But